Pisces, this week places your future under emotional review, not to frighten you, to realign you. The Sagittarius full moon activates career, visibility, direction, reputation, and long-term purpose. Something about your current trajectory reaches emotional culmination now. You may suddenly question whether the life you are building actually reflects the emotional reality you want to live inside. That question follows you throughout the week. Mercury entering Cancer softens the emotional atmosphere slightly by reconnecting you with creativity, romance, intuition, pleasure, and emotional authenticity. But softness does not mean avoidance anymore. You are becoming more emotionally honest with yourself now, especially about what no longer fulfills you. That honesty changes everything. Mars in Taurus intensifies communication and emotional processing. Conversations may feel charged this week. People speak more impulsively. Hidden emotions surface unexpectedly. And for Pisces, intuitive sensitivity becomes unusually sharp. You will notice emotional shifts before others admit them openly. Trust that instinct. Midweek brings an emotional crossroads connected to self-worth and visibility. You may realize that you have been shrinking parts of yourself emotionally in order to maintain external harmony or stability. But your soul is beginning to resist that compromise now. Saturn continues its long restructuring of your relationship with value, security, and self-respect. You are learning that emotional sacrifice cannot remain the foundation of every important connection. That lesson is difficult, but liberating. There is also strong creative and spiritual energy available this week if you stop overextending yourself emotionally. Restoring beauty, creativity, music, writing, film, imagination, or emotional intimacy may become surprisingly healing now. You do not need constant intensity to feel alive. You need emotional truth. By the weekend, you may feel quieter emotionally, but far more centered internally. Something that once confused you emotionally begins making sense, not because the situation changed, but because your perspective finally did. And that shift is powerful. Because once Pisces stops romanticizing what hurts them, healing accelerates very quickly. Pisces, your tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune. Something is shifting. A cycle changes emotionally this week, and while you may not fully understand where it is leading yet, movement is already happening beneath the surface. Unexpected timing, emotional reversals, new opportunities, or sudden realizations may redirect your attention quickly. The important thing is not control. It is adaptability. The Wheel of Fortune reminds you that life moves in seasons, and this week marks the beginning of a different emotional phase. What once felt stalled may begin moving again. What felt permanent may reveal itself as transitional instead. Trust the movement, even if the full destination remains unclear today.
Pisces, you get hexagram 4, Mountain over Water, Youthful Folly. This hexagram speaks of emotional learning, uncertainty, and the humility required to grow into deeper wisdom. You may not have all the answers this week, and surprisingly, that may become liberating instead of frightening. The I Ching advises openness over emotional defensiveness now. Curiosity becomes more useful than certainty. You are entering a phase where emotional maturity develops through experience, reflection, and honest self-questioning. Do not rush clarity prematurely. Some answers need lived experience before they can fully make sense. Growth is already happening, even inside the uncertainty.
Pisces, your rune is Dagaz. Dagaz is the rune of breakthrough, awakening, and transformational clarity. A shift is occurring internally now, subtle perhaps, but irreversible. You are beginning to see a situation, relationship, or personal truth differently than before. And once this awareness fully arrives, your emotional direction changes naturally afterward. Dagaz often appears before emotional renewal. The darkness does not vanish instantly, but perspective changes enough for hope to return again. This week may bring moments of emotional insight that feel surprisingly freeing after a long period of confusion. A new emotional chapter is already beginning quietly around you.
This week asked you to reconnect with yourself gently, not through pressure, not through fear, through honesty. Some of you are beginning entirely new emotional chapters now, even if the transition still feels uncertain. Trust that healing does not always arrive dramatically. Sometimes it begins quietly, through clarity, rest, truth, and finally allowing yourself to want more for your future. That shift matters deeply. Leave a comment below and tell me, what part of your future feels emotionally different to you now? And if this forecast brought comfort or guidance to your week, subscribe, like the video, and turn on the bell for future readings. And don't forget to watch your rising sign too. Your rising sign often reveals the hidden emotional layer behind everything unfolding this week.